President Obama says the nation's intelligence and security systems failed to prevent the attempted Christmas Day bombing of Delta Northwest Flight 253. Speaking about the incident for the second time in as many days, the president said there was enough information available to keep the 23-year-old Nigerian suspect from ever boarding the plane.
What already is apparent is that there was a mix of human and systemic failures that contributed to this potential catastrophic breach of security. We need to learn from this episode and act quickly to fix the flaws in our system, because our security is at stake and lives are at stake.
The president is calling for a review of terror watch lists and airport security procedures. However, he's facing criticism for the way he and at least one member of his cabinet have responded to the terror attack. And with us now to discuss the potential political fallout is Nia-Malika Henderson, White House reporter for Politico. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us, the president is receiving criticism for the way he's handled this, that he took 3 days to come out and make a public statement. What do you think how do you think he's handled this? Has it been effective?
Well, he finally did come out today and essentially sound angry about this whole thing and point to systemic failures and human error. The original approach, according to his aides, was essentially to gather the facts before speaking and also to not raise the anxiety level of Americans nor raise the stature of this would-be bomber. So that was the reason for the initial delay. But of course, what happened in that vacuum was that his critics, mainly from the GOP, essentially said that this delay was unacceptable. And not only that, the head of Homeland Security, Janet Napolitano, came out and said that the system worked. She, of course, had to walk that back and say that she had misspoke. But he has had to do a little cleaning up more recently and sounding much more forceful over these last couple of days about this.
Given Napolitano's comments on Sunday and then the backtracking that happened Monday, do you think that President Obama is now trying to deflect heat off of her?
He certainly is trying to deflect heat off of her. You had some people on the Hill essentially say that Janet Napolitano should be removed from the chief of Homeland Security. But you notice in his most recent statement that he essentially defended her and said that she was correct in saying that the system worked after the incident actually happened, that they reacted in the way that that was appropriate, all of the different agencies and the passengers on the plane. So he certainly came out to back her and to deflect some of the heat that she's receiving.
The president's pick for the TSA to head it up has been put on hold in the Senate for some time now. Do you think that that's going to change how Congress handles this?
Well, you heard Senator Harry Reid come out and say that come January, they're going to immediately look to confirm the president's pick for the TSA chief. This has been a position that has gone without a permanent chief for a year now, and some are obviously looking at the lapses in TSA as one of the reasons why this security breach happened. So they are certainly looking to fast track that when Congress goes back in session in January. The delay is all about unions and this idea that the TSA could be unionized. So again, there are all sorts of politics being played here, and you've heard the White House and his aides, some people I've talked to have said, you know, they're not going to play politics with this, and it's a really kind of dangerous game to play politics with the nation's security.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully they realize safety comes ahead of those politics. So, Nia-Malika Henderson, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Great to be here.